Hi, Jamie J. Miller, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, coming to you from my office to talk to you about gut health and weight loss resistance. So I am in the middle of my Guts Gone Wild free live event. I hope that you registered for that. If you are within this time frame, I'll go ahead and place the link below. And if you are able to click on it and register, then you can still get the three episodes about gut health, where we talk about what is gut health. Then we talk about ghetto gut, which is my term that I use for leaky gut with my clients, and then also what you can do about it. And it's very practical, it's very conversational. It's much like what you're going to experience here on my channel, but it's very specific to gut health. But today I want to talk about specifically gut health and its relationship to weight loss resistance, obesity, or even type 2 diabetes. Now, we all know just through common sense, but also the research that shows that we've increased in these areas of obesity and type 2 diabetes more than ever. And it's only been in the last 2 decades that we really opened up the door frame and said, okay, not 2 decades, the last decade, what are we doing that is not enough? Or what are we not addressing enough when it comes to diabetes, obesity, and weight loss resistance? And more research is coming out, and especially in the last few years, unless you've been living under a rock, about gut health and its relationship to these things. And how, definitely when you perk your ears up for this one, but definitely how no matter what in pharmaceutical, even the latest shots and injections that are out there, and again, there's no judgment here, because there is a place for it when it becomes emergency care, but are actually in long-term helping the health of these individuals, all right? Beyond the fact whether or not they're losing weight, okay? Because that's where we're at. We know people that are skinny that don't have vibrant lives. We know people that are skinny that have gut issues running out all areas, for lack of a better way of put it. We know skinny people that are not vibrant or energetic, or they experience fatigue. They experience all the same symptoms that someone that may be heavier also experiences, all right? So we can't exactly say that being skinnier is going to lead to a vibrant life, but I can say, and I'm famous for my bold statements, is that when you do address your gut health, because of the research that we have seen come out in the last decade, it has proven that you can change the vibrancy of your life, also change some of these very strong diagnoses, also change your health identity in the future, which that's what I'm about. I want to change your future health identity. I want to look into a crystal ball and see you vibrant and living well with no major diagnoses, chronic illness in your 60s, 70s, and 80s. I want to see you live the last half of your life, because people are living to 100 easy peasy. I want to see you live the last half of your life with vibrancy and energy and ability to do the things that you wanted to do when you're younger, but you're too broke to do it. You know what I'm saying? You're too busy raising a family to do it. So it's kind of crazy how we spend most of our most healthy, energetic years raising family and building an income and building a retirement plan. And when it comes to retirement, we're too sick to enjoy it. And so you're going to see a lot of passion come out from me about that, because that's the goal for myself. And that's the goal for my husband. My husband is actually 9-10 years older than me. And that's what we work on with him. And I don't know if you've seen his testimony, but if you ever get an opportunity, it's a great one to check out. In fact, it was in today's email that went out. If you're not on my email list, I will link that information below. And by the way, before I forget, make sure you hit subscribe. So I'm going to really try, as I'm getting back into this YouTube game and reopening my channel, that I'm going to really try to drop a Wellness Wednesday email, all right? So over some specific topic that's going to apply to creating a better future a health identity for you, all right? So weight loss and and weight loss resistance and gut health. So basically what we have learned and is that through scientific advances and the evolution of studying humans that are living in the today's society, as we've evolved into a different form of human than our ancestors. We have a lot more conveniences, there's a lot more toxins, environmental issues, chemicals, and then you throw into different medications that people are on, and then the fact that we are a very inactive society, and then the dreaded drive-through diet. Okay, so all of these things have been the perfect soup of a disaster when it comes to our health. And so we have to be very proactive at this point to not try to rely on the pharmaceutical system. Again, I'm not saying, and I have to say this every live, is that pills aren't bad. There's no judgment here, but there's a place for them, but it's not where we need to rely. And one pill will not take the place of a process. And a process is what got you here. And a process is what will take you to a higher level or better future health identity. End of story. Again, bold statement number 2 of this very short live. I am on a roll, apparently. All right. So not to get into too much of the science of it, but basically you have specific bacteria from the moment you were born, guys. From the moment you were born. Literally, if you were done C-section or if you were done vaginally, that first affects your bacterial balance in your body. If you came through the birth canal, your mama's bacterial balance became your starting block for bacterial balance, all right? So if you didn't go through the birth canal and you were born C-section, then you kind of had to just rely on the environment and you kind of built it from scratch, which isn't always a good thing either, all right? Now, if your mom is extremely healthy and her bacterial balance was good, then you need to send her some flowers right now because she sets you up for an easier time of success, all right? You throw your bacterial balance, which is your second brain, and it has its own identity, your own blueprint is in your bacteria, as well as your own blueprint with your genes, and you put them together, and you have either it's easy to maintain or lose weight, or it's really freaking difficult to lose weight. Guess what category I was in? All my life I've struggled, and I have to be very diligent. But I will say this, being in the health and wellness space for 2 decades, 23 years, and I started in the eat less, move more era when it was really big, and not only move more, but move fast and hard and do it in a short amount of time and freak yourself out and you might get results. And then you had to do that strategically so that you could maintain that weight. And that didn't even get into when I started to get into my 40s, okay? And so that's where I'm at now. So I was that person, and I understand that frustration to the 10th degree. And so that makes me more empathetic for the people that I work with as well, which is nice, I guess. You're welcome. I would have much rather taken the easier road. But either way, it was conditioned for me partially at birth, and then the decisions and then my environment, and then the decisions that I made also contributed to it. Stuff that I didn't even know, stuff that I knew better but did anyway, and so on and so on and so on. So what I want to do is educate you to make better decisions from this point on, all right? So again, you have an imbalance of bacteria. The only way to know, without second guessing, the only way to know what your balance is to do a test like the Biome FX test, which basically is a stool test that tells me as a practitioner the exact balance of what's going on in your bacteria. Then it allows me to help you figure out how you create a plan of attack for you, because I just said, if you remember, that your gut identity is unique to you, just like your DNA system. Nobody else's gut looks like yours. So what am I doing? Telling you, everybody in the world, to take this probiotic at this time on this dosage every single day, and it's going to help everybody. And you know what? It may benefit people at the surface level, primarily everyone. But when we want to talk about making changes, we're talking about the frustration level at a level 10, because you have tried everything in the freaking book. You have done the exercises, you have done the cutting the calories, you have done the fasting, you have done the basic probiotic, you have done the things, and you still can't make the weight budge, all right? So at that point in time, you don't have a choice. You've got to stop fighting a process with a pill, and that could mean supplement too. You have to fight a process with a process. You have to fight evolution, with growth, and also then take it and make it very, very curtailed just to you, because it's just yours. It's just yours. If I come into you right now, it's so funny. It's because people will be like, I wish they made a parenting handbook so that I could really help me, raise my kids. But just one parenting handbook, which actually I think there probably is something that's called a parenting handbook on Amazon, is not going to take into consideration your kids' personalities, your income level, your work schedule, your marital status, your health problems. None of that gets put in there because that's uniquely your story. And so that would be the same thing as me saying, oh, just take this probiotic. Now, caveat, I do sometimes say, let's start here. If somebody's not willing to invest in targeted, by identical methods or testing, then I will say it's better than nothing. It will create some benefits. This diet will create some benefits. These movements will create some benefits for you. They will give you some temporary relief. But if you are wanting to make big changes, if you are wanting to fine-tune your results, then you have to fine-tune your testing. Okay? You have to figure out what's going on inside of your body. So yes, gut health is directly, signed, sealed, and delivered, research-wise, directly related to obesity, type 2 diabetes, and weight loss resistance. It's directly related to an increase in weight as you get older, and that has something to do with low stomach acid, which is in my previous video. Check that out. But when it comes down to what you do about it, you have got to hone in or zone in on figuring out what is going on in your body, and then develop the roadmap and the strategic plan of attack to get you to a future health identity that is amazing. And that's what I want for you. And it's totally possible. It's totally possible. And if you don't think it's possible, that's a limiting belief. And I want to talk to you about it. So reach out to me. You can send me an email at info@jamiejmiller.com, and I will respond. And just tell me that you saw me on YouTube, and we will talk about it. We'll talk about that limiting belief, and I will sit with you on both sides of the fence, and I will hold your hand as you decide basically that you matter and that you're enough, and this is important, and it can change your life, and it's okay to be a failure. I wanted you to know that that's what I look for. In my marketing, you'll see me say it a lot. Bring me the failures. Bring me the people that are not afraid to fail, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to fail forward. You're going to fail, and each time you fail, you're going to learn something. And each time you learn something, you're going to fall forward and forward and forward and forward. That's the way growth happens. There's no other aspect of life that's any different than and that is how your health gets better. So if you want to do that with me, email me at info@jamiejmiller.com. Thank you for visiting my channel, and I will talk to you soon.